Good afternoon, and welcome to the City Club of Cleveland. My name is Jan Roller, and I am president of the club. Let's change the world. That's ShoreBank's inspirational motto and the personal quest of today's speaker, Stephanie McHenry, president of ShoreBank of the Cleveland region. ShoreBank was created in 1973 in the days of officially sanctioned discrimination on the basis of race and income. It set out to demonstrate that a regulated bank could be instrumental in revitalizing the communities being avoided by other financial institutions. In 2000, the bank expanded its focus to include environmental issues, believing that communities cannot achieve true prosperity without also attaining environmental well-being. So in order to achieve its goals, the bank developed a unique corporate structure. In addition to its banks, it created affiliated nonprofits and business development services. Stephanie McHenry's background shows that she is the type of change agent that fits ShoreBank's mission. She grew up in Arkansas and recently told students at a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration that when she attended a newly integrated junior high school, she was tracked into classes far below her ability level due to the color of her skin. Despite this treatment, Stephanie succeeded and graduated with a degree in economics from Dartmouth College in 1984. She first worked for ShoreBank as an intern in Chicago in 1986, and then went back to work for the bank in Arkansas before being recruited to start ShoreBank's nonprofit initiative in Cleveland in 1994. By 2004, she became president of the Cleveland branch. Of ShoreBank's work in Cleveland, Ms. McHenry has said, "A lot of the big banks are terrified to lend in some of the neighborhoods where we work. The bank focuses primarily on the real estate investing market. This means lending to residents of Cleveland proper, particularly in areas in the Upper East Side of the city that have high poverty rates and a high percentage of minority residents." In addition to her work at the bank, Ms. McHenry gives generously of her time and talent to other organizations, such as the Greater Cleveland Growth Association and the Northern Ohio Minority Business Council, and she serves on the boards of Cleveland State University and IdeaStream. In 2007, she was named by Crain's Cleveland Business as a Woman of Note and received the YWCA Woman of Achievement Award in 2008. ShoreBank's work is helping to revitalize neighborhoods and provide quality, affordable housing. In this way, and in many others, Ms. McHenry is changing the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Stephanie McHenry.
Good afternoon. And Jan, thanks for warming them up. You'll hear some of that again, but act like you didn't. I'm really very honored to be here today at the historic City Club of Cleveland and to be with so many friends and associates. Of course, at the top of the list, my ShoreBank colleagues, our founder and chair, Ron Grzelwinski, who made it in from Chicago to be with us today. We really appreciate that. My partner in good, I like to call her, Mary Ann Stropke, who's president of ShoreBank Enterprise Cleveland, there in the corner. And of course, so many of our team members from both the bank as well as the nonprofit. I really appreciate you being here. Now, some of you I know as customers, and some of you I know as serving on some of those boards that we talked about. And I want to extend a special welcome to many of my sisters from the Western Reserve chapter of the Links Incorporated joining me today. But you know, you have something in common here that we should talk about, and that is that I have tried to explain to many of you what I do over the years, with varying degrees of success. So when I say I'm president of a community development bank focusing on minority neighborhoods, some of you have heard I give out grants to small businesses. I said, no, well, I'm not a nonprofit. We do have a nonprofit affiliate, which also does not give out grants, by the way. But I'm a bank. So then you say, oh, well, then where are all your branches? And I have to explain to you that our one location is actually in an old factory on East 105th Street, just north of St. Clair. So then I usually get this look that's some combination of pity and embarrassment. Because after all, how successful can you be as a bank if you only have one location? Oh, but then you remember, oh, you're in Glenville. I got it. You're a black-owned bank. No, not quite, although we do focus a lot of our energy on minority neighborhoods. So I'm happy to have you all here at the same time and in half an hour to try to explain to you what it is we do. My goal is really threefold. First, I want to explain the important role that CDFIs, or Community Development Financial Institutions, like ShoreBank, play in our economy. I'll talk about the key role CDFIs can play in an inclusive recovery. Second, I'll discuss how sustainable lending can create new jobs with the hope of encouraging others to follow suit. As part of this, I'll demonstrate that the Community Reinvestment Act is a valuable tool and not the cause of our financial crisis. And finally, I'll suggest ways in which we can collaborate on the much-needed repair and recovery in our urban areas, now more than ever. Now, I suppose there's no one in this audience today, students, business folks, community residents, no one who hasn't been impacted by the subprime crisis and subsequent recession. Perhaps some have family members who can't find work or homes they can't sell, while others are worried that their children graduating in June will have a tough time finding a job with a national unemployment rate of 10%. Few are immune from the effects of the Great Recession, but it's much worse for African Americans. Unemployment in that community is more than 20%, while home values have fallen 50% in the last 12 to 18 months, leaving record foreclosure rates that are devastating these neighborhoods and the lives of working families. African American homeowners are nearly 3 times more likely to be in a high-cost, high-interest rate loan. The combination of these factors means that a whole generation of African American wealth is disappearing. At the beginning of the housing crisis, predatory loans were the main driver of mortgage defaults. Now defaults often stem from the symptoms of the recession itself, a steep decline in home values and soaring unemployment. African Americans are disproportionately employed in construction, manufacturing, and the auto industries, perhaps the 3 hardest hit industries here in the Midwest. As a banker who majored in economics, I know that a key way to get people back to work is to make more credit available. Lots more. Credit needs to flow now more than ever to help reverse a jobless recovery. But many banks can't, nor will they, risk further hits to their already weakened balance sheets. That's why we believe that the work that CDFIs must do and must continue to do has to go on in a very robust way. So I welcome this opportunity to share with you some of the ways that my institution approaches the business of banking. ShoreBank was created in 1973 in Chicago to find ways to harness capital to achieve social purposes and community benefit. For 36 years, ShoreBank has done business for social good, making loans that created the economic opportunities that catalyzed social change and revitalized the low and moderate income minority communities that we serve. And ShoreBank inspired a worldwide community development banking industry and is recognized as the nation's first and leading CDFI. There are, of course, now many CDFIs across the country, 834 to be exact, working hard with partners such as foundations, companies, to make responsible loans in lower income communities. 52 of these are commercial banks, and ShoreBank is the largest.